We don't get to talk to this man very much, Frank Smith. Frank, great to speak to you. Loads to talk about. We are going to touch on the Next Gen card live on DAZN this Saturday in a minute, but I do want to get your take on a couple of things that have happened in the boxing world in the last 48 hours. The first big one, Joshua Buatsi signing to Sky and Boxer. Surprised a few. What's happened?
Yeah, look, you know, it was quite upsetting the way it's gone about, you know, the things that have been said, but it's the sport we're in. Yeah. I don't want to get stuck in back forth. He said this, she said that. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame. You know, I feel like we did a good job for Joshua Buatsi. We were with him for 5 years, delivered him some great opportunities, delivered him some fights he didn't take. You know, our aim was always to deliver him the biggest nights, and you know, we delivered him that Bivol shot. You know, he says it doesn't make sense, that's fine. And like I say, I don't want to get stuck in back and forth. We've got a job to focus on the fighters we promote. And, you know, we go from there. Yeah,
very quickly on that Bivol opportunity, because it has gone back and forth. There was a Bivol opportunity pushed to him, yeah?
Yeah, no, look, we were working on that for a long time, on that opportunity. I know he said about, you know, being tied into a deal, but, you know, to deliver that type of fight, a voluntary opportunity to fight for the world title against possibly, you know, top 2 or 3 pound for pound fighters in the world right now, you know, it's very standard in this business, and it was for big fights as well. You know, if he would have gone in there and beaten Dimitri Bivol, he would have been huge. Yeah. But you know,
the next two would have been massive.
Yeah, right? massive fights, and probably a rematch against Bivol as well. You know, for as I say, for a voluntary defence, that's what you'd usually see. But you know, we our job now is to focus on the fighters we represent. We've got a great show on Saturday night.
We certainly do. On Bivol, what next for him then? Because again, a lot of people thought it was going to be Bivol Buatsi. What do you do with Bivol next?
Yeah, we're working on a few options now. Obviously, there's big talk about Beterbiev, but Beterbiev's got the mandatory for the WBC against Callum Smith. You know, you got the Canelo in sort of the distance around September, but he's got to come through the John Ryder fight first. So Bivol, you know, we're looking at around a fight around June time. Looking at a few opponents now. One of the names that's been mentioned a few times is Jaime Munguia. Yeah, be an interesting fight. You know, Jaime hasn't really taken a lot of the opportunities that have come to him, so it'll be interesting to see if that's a fight he actually wants. You know, Bivol will face anyone. I think he's a special fighter. I think he, you know, beats everyone in the division. Yeah, I think he does as well. You know, but I think we're working on that now. Hopefully, news in the next week or so around his next fight.
Yeah, we saw the big announcement as well that John Ryder will be going to Mexico to take on Canelo. I kind of laughed at it. Like, look, first of all, fantastic, got the opportunity. Mexico's daunting for John Ryder, isn't it? It's going to be difficult to go out there and beat the undisputed champ. Yeah,
but look, a special night to remember, because he's going to have 50,000 people in that stadium. We all know what these stadium shows are like, the atmosphere they create. And it's... I'm happy for John Ryder, because I remember I was thinking back 9 years ago when he fought Billy Joe Saunders at the Copper Box. And I think it was a purse bid. We lost to Frank Warren. He got £200,000. And I thought, what a fight we've delivered there for John Ryder. But that was just the start. And look at it now, you know, he's come through. He deserves to be there as well. You know, he beat Daniel Jacobs early part of 22, then went in against Zach Parker on an away show. Beat Zach Parker, deserved to win that fight. And you know, he deserves this opportunity, and he's going to give it his all. You know, he had a very close fight with Callum Smith as well that many people believe he won. So he deserves to be at this level, and the shot, you know, is no one, I don't think, in the division who deserves this opportunity more than him.
Yeah, Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron confirmed as well for May 20th in Dublin. It's so important, I felt, to keep that show on. Obviously, it was going to be Serrano. Katie Taylor's like, no, I'll fight Chantel Cameron. I'll go to her weight class as well. This is why everyone considers her the best female fighter ever.
Yeah, look, the focus always was for us to do a show back in Dublin with Katie. You know, the fact she hasn't had a pro fight there is crazy. So to take it back on May 20th is going to be something special. And look, she called out Chantel Cameron. Chantel Cameron has always wanted that Katie Taylor fight. There were doubts in her mind whether it would ever be delivered, but Katie Taylor stepped up. She wants to become the best. I think right now, she's pound for pound number one.
It's close, isn't it? Her and Clarissa, it's 1A,
exactly.
1B.
But if Katie goes up and beats Chantel Cameron at 140, becomes a two-weight undisputed champion, that's special. But Chantel Cameron is a brilliant fighter. So looking forward to that one. I think that's another show, a bit like Canelo in Mexico. This is going to be one of the best atmospheres we ever see. You know, MSG was special against Serrano, the first when we did that fight.
Fantastic.
But I don't think we would ever have experienced something like we'll see on May 20th.
Yeah, it should be fantastic from the Free Arena. All right, let's talk about this on Saturday. Next Gen, right? This is important because you look at some of the biggest names that we've got under the Matchroom banner, and some of the biggest are coming to that final chapter. And it's about finding the next stars. And you look at Cyrus Pattinson, you look at Pat McCormack. those are the next ones.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think when we started this DAZN UK relationship, the key was delivering big major fights. Next gen, we did a few less. Now the focus is get 3 or 4 of these in a year. And as you say, important for the development of these fighters, because they want to move a lot quicker than maybe in the past fighters would have done. You know, Cyrus stepping up against Chris Jenkins, it's going to be a tough fight in just his 6th fight. Pat McCormack, special fighter. You know, you'll see the likes of Peter McGraw on these types of shows in time as well. Galal Yafai. You know, these guys want to move a lot quicker, as I say, than maybe in the past. But a great card top to bottom. You know, you got Maisie Rose Courtney, you got Muhammad Ali's professional debut on the card. You got Sol Dacres.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, fun. You know, I don't think he liked Prime. I was going to try it. You got that fight on here. You got Hopi Price, who we're just delighted to have just signed on a long-term deal as well. So stack card top to bottom, and yeah, very important for the future of our business, DAZN, and the sport.
Yeah, stack card top to bottom on Saturday. Busy couple of months for DAZN as well. Make sure you tune in live on DAZN this Saturday, Next Gen, to see some of the future stars of British boxing.